Good morning, everybody. We are starting our weekly consciousness and energy of the universe connection. Welcome. Michael is going to join us in a moment. He is in transit and he's going to catch up in a moment. In the meanwhile, let's talk about. Oh, there it is. There, Michael is. Great. Wonderful. Welcome. So, for those of you who don't know, Michael is a Kabbalah teacher, a spiritual teacher, and mentor to many people. He's been studying spirituality for many years and practicing it, living it, and we have a pleasure and an honor to have these broadcasts together, and we can receive guidance, we can receive alignment with the consciousness and energy of the week that is coming up. And together here, we are connecting to all of that and creating our week ahead in a way that we can be the most balanced, grounded, and aligned with our truth. Welcome, Michael. Yes, we can't hear you. Let me see if we can unmute you. Yes, now, yes.
Yes.
And so you are in a very interesting place right now. Where are you?
I'm in what's called the sukkah.
Yeah.
This is a special structure that Kabbalists built for the week, usually in the month of September or October, in the month of Libra, and it's a very interesting, beautiful structure that gives us a lot of attributes and energy, specifically in this week only. So this is where I am. This is why it's so green and nice outside, and I have good lighting. And it's that's the energy. The energy of the week comes from this special space, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
I love that. So you're going to be able to share, to broadcast that energy out to people, even if they're not with you physically in that space.
Definitely.
Love that. I love that. And you are in New York, right?
Yes.
So guys, we're from New York, from this very special place right now. And it's just the desire is to share the energy that is available, to align where we are at. Just connect to the consciousness that serves us and us in the world the most right now.
Exactly.
So I wanted to, talking about consciousness, we've done so much work for the past, 22 days, I think?
A little less, but almost.
Mm-hmm. So we've done so much work. We've looked inside, we've looked outside, we've connected with people, with ourselves. And right now we are in a very special moment. Again, very special moment. So I would love to talk about how to connect to our potential, how to connect what's possible, and what consciousness do we need to be at? What space do we need to hold for ourselves internally so that we can manifest that place, so that we can connect to that what's possible?
Beautiful. Yes. Great question. And we have been on this almost 22-day journey that the wisdom of Kabbalah teaches is a determining factor for our entire year to come. And what we need to understand is these 22 days, it's almost like you're given an opportunity to do surgery on your consciousness, to remove things that don't serve you and instill the consciousness that does serve you and that will serve you for the whole year to come. So it's very special, very powerful time. We are literally in the greatest access to our subconscious right now, more than ever before. The opportunity to change, Kabbalists teach, is available obviously all year long, right? It's not limited to any specific time. However, right now is the most powerful time to do that. Not only that, but the consciousness that we have is determining the year to come. So a lot of people assume that just these days will influence your year to come. That's not true. What is happening is that you're given an ability to change your consciousness, and the way your consciousness is going to influence the rest of your life, not just today, not just this year, but for the rest of your life. And the sign of Libra is a very powerful sign. It's a very intellectual and very intuitive at the same time. It's a beautiful sign. It strives for a balance. Humanity is born under the sign of Libra. So we're all Libras. So we're all consciously accessing that subconscious mind of ours that influences our life so much. And one of the things that we change is definitely to be the cause in our life. Meaning, I don't want to be a victim. I want to be the total owner, the creator of my life. This is one of the main things that we're working on for this whole time period, is we're accessing and connecting to that consciousness that I am the creator of my life. I'm not a victim. Because like we mentioned before, that Libra's negative side tends to tell it that it's a victim of consciousness, victim of circumstances or situations or people, etc. But what we want to be is that what we really are, and what we really want to instill is that we are the total cause in our life. So it's one of the things you really want to awaken during this time. Now, like you mentioned, Julia, we are in a special structure, which is called the Sukkah, and it's very special. It's the wisdom of Kabbalah teaches that it's almost the Creator is asking us to go outside of your comfort, of your home, and spend time outside, with a structure that the basic requirement for it is that it has an a roof that's not permanent. That's the main idea of it. The roof, the ceiling. And there shouldn't be anything between the ceiling, this roof, which is called the schach, and the skies. There should be no barriers between the two. And you know, we all talk about our potential, our growth, where we're going, who we should be, what we should become. And sometimes it's not clear to us. Sometimes people live a life of just daily routine, of basically going in and out, and you know, like Groundhog Day, right? There's this term in a movie, and a lot of people experience it, that my life is just a repetitive pattern of events, of circumstances, etc. When this happens, it means that we might not be tapping into our potential, into what we came into this world to do. Now, what is potential also? First of all, we understand that that's one of the indicators that if you're living in this scenario of being in a Groundhog Day, that you might not be reaching your potential. But also the question is, what is your potential? What is the special mission that you came into this world to do? Why is the world so important? Why are you so important for the world? Why are you so incremental for the world? Why each and every single one of us is? Because each and every single one of us is able to reveal a special light, special energy, share love and kindness with people that no one else can. And it's also connected to the ideas that we have, the goals that we have, the dreams that we have. You know, we all have this like ideas of inspiration, like, wow, why don't I do that? Or why don't I go there? Why don't I reach out to this person? Why don't I learn this? Why don't I learn that? All these ideas, all these innovative thoughts that we have. This is actually our potential. The thoughts that you access, the ideas, the inspirations that you specifically access, is the potential that you are meant to reveal in this world. So this is very beautiful, right? We all get these ideas. We all have these ideas of, oh, why don't I do this? Well, you know, why don't I connect to that, etc. And we don't always follow through, right? We don't always follow through. We always find reasons, you know, we forget, we find reasons why not to do it. Oh, they don't want to hear from me. Oh, that's not a good idea. Oh, that's not worth it, etc. So this is what we're changing this week. This week, we want to fully understand that if you have an inspiration, and I read this quote on a kombucha bottle a few years ago. Inspiration is a responsibility to create. So if you are getting inspired to do something, that means it is your responsibility to manifest that in the world. Now, one of the main blockages in life that we have is that from the thought to manifestation, there's a lot of space. And my teacher, Rob Berg, used to create that this is where the opponent, this is where our low limited beliefs comes from, or the opponent consciousness comes from. So right now, we're working to remove that space, that your inspiration and your manifestation happens without any separation, without any time, without any of those ridiculous, useless thoughts that are telling us, "Oh, what's the point? It's not, doesn't need to be done. Why do you need to do it?" Etc. All those thoughts that we all get, right? It's not the time. Whatever reasons do we get? This is not the right time. They don't want it. That's a bad idea. I shouldn't do it. I won't have the resources. I won't have the help. I won't be, etc. And also losing inspiration at the point, right? We start manifesting it, and then at some point it doesn't go through, and we kind of lose inspiration and motivation to do it. This is what we're changing this week. This is completely removed this week for us. The universe is telling you, go for it. Go for it. I'm giving you all the energy you. Sorry, I got disconnected. I wonder if you can hear me now.
You're connected. We can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
We heard you up to. The universe is telling you, like, you got permission, you got my support, this is the time to do it. Do it now.
Yes.
That's a beautiful message, Michael.
So there's many. Obviously, if you study Kabbalah deeper, you would learn a lot of interesting terms and deeper terms for this, for all these experiences, Binazer and being Malchut, etc. It might, not make so much sense to people that are listening that don't have a Kabbalistic background. But the idea of it is that your motivation, your willingness, and your tenacity is unstoppable. And that's what you want to reveal this week. You want to reveal that this week you connect to the tenacious side of you that doesn't back down, that doesn't stop, that doesn't say, "Oh, it's not gonna work. Oh, what's the point? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work right. It's not gonna be good enough." All these beliefs, you are basically vaporizing all of them. You're vaporizing them and destroying them completely, and fully connecting to the self-confidence, to the belief in yourself, to the responsibility that you have to create change and transformation in this world. So to me, that's very inspiring. I very much connect to the idea of, delay, mañana, tomorrow, procrastinate, etc. Because I myself have a lot of Libra in my chart, so I know that tendency. And what we want to change is this. You want to be like the Rav, my teacher, used to say that, he told one of our teachers, I am like a battleship. I just keep going. There could be waves coming towards me. There could be, things that are happening, but I have a set goal and I'm just going towards that goal. And that's it. That's my only mission. And that's really the download, the energy we want to amplify. Because it also says that the energy that you bring into the structure is the energy that's going to amplify, which is a beautiful lesson. It says that you shouldn't be ever for a single second sad in this structure of Sukkah. Because whatever you bring in, this is what's going to amplify, and this is what's going to stay in your consciousness. So what do you want to do? Do you want to have a year with even a second of sadness? If you do, then that's what's going to be amplified. But we obviously want a year full of motivation, inspiration, happiness, and joy. And also what's connected to this week is, like I mentioned, all these inspirations. So this week we are going to reawaken the inspirations we had before that we didn't do, the inspirations that we should have for the year to come. Basically to live in this state of being inspired, being in a state of I have so much to do, I have so much to accomplish, I have so much to manifest, I have so much to give, so much to bring to this world. So that's one side. And this idea of, also in Kabbalistic terms, it's called divine inspiration or Ruach HaKodesh, when you're inspired, when you're getting these ideas to, big ideas to manifest. So that's on one side. And another, I don't know, Julia, if you want to add something, please feel free.
I want to ask you, because I'm someone who, like, I live my life inspired. I don't know how not to. Otherwise, like, I'm looking for that space all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have a lot of ideas, and it's a blessing on so many different levels. But at the same time, it might prevent people from focusing, or because to manifest something, sometimes you need to laser focus. How do you receive this inspiration to know which one is the idea to proceed with, which way? And I'm not trying to limit, but sometimes you really need to choose something so that it come to fruition.
Absolutely. I think the best way is to have a conversation with yourself, to be honest with yourself, to have a dialogue between me and myself, where I can ask myself, okay, so what is really what I want to manifest? What's really going to make me happy? What's really the most important thing right now? From everything that I've learned, from everything that I know, from everything that I've experienced up to this point, what do I think is the most important thing I need to focus on? That's one way. And another one is obviously the universe, the creator, the creative force, this endless entity, this endless force. Some people call God, some people call the universe, etc. It doesn't matter what you call it, but to refer to it and ask it for guidance. And see, so what do you think is the best? But ultimately, the decision needs to be made between you and yourself. That's the ultimate decision maker. But don't forget that force, that you can include that force also in your decision-making process. You can ask the creator, you can ask your higher self, and then form a decision between those three. And then see what to do.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that we need to give up all of the other things. Maybe we should write them down. So one of the things that I always recommend, like my clients to do, and I do myself, I write everything down.
Nice.
And sometimes a schedule, right? I don't know if you have any feedback on that, but I actually say, okay, so maybe in the next 3 months, this is my focus, but I'm open. That could change tomorrow. Like, I'm constantly
That's very nice.
Open. And but other ideas, they are so important. I love what you said, Michael, and I just want to reinforce it, because if that idea is in your space, if it came to you, it means that you are the one to bring it to reality.
Yes.
You are the one whose responsibility is to bring it to people in this lifetime, right? And so when the doubts or this uncertainty comes, like, it's very good to remember that you are the one, and not to give it up because of lack of time or lack of resources. So maybe there is a journal, or maybe there's a book of ideas. Like, I love to recommend people to create a book of ideas.
Very nice.
It could be places you want to go to. It could be projects you're working on. It could be people you want to connect with. Because we forget. They evaporize, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to reinforce that point so that we don't lose these beautiful gifts, those inspirations.
Yeah. And also, if you got the idea, it's also your merit to manifest it. So, which is something, this is how we grow. We go up the ladder to have more, is to take the steps of things that we were inspired to do. So it's really big, and it's very, if you really tune in this week, this ability to manifest and to be in this mode of strong manifestation is very powerful.
I love that. I'm writing it down. Tune into your ability to manifest.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
To bring it, to take it from the thought, the inspiration, the chokhmah, to our physical reality, into the final fruit, the final result. The whole process in an effortless way.
When I work with my clients, I think this is exactly the thing that we work on.
Nice.
To bring it into manifestation, to bring it, but it's so there are people that. So it's one of my favorite. I have to say, this is one of my favorite conversations. So
yeah, me too. It's a very strong. I think it's for everyone. You know, everyone wants this ability to find out.
it's great that people around.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, success in this world is really determined by that, but by how well you're able to get the inspiration and bring it to manifestation.
Yes.
And that's why actually, you know, in spirituality, people that are very good in physical world, it's usually people that are usually successful in physical world. Successful, I mean, you know, achieve things that can manifest. If they start to practice spirituality, if they start to also understand that I need to do this part of my life, and they start manifesting it, they can be very, very successful in their spiritual life.
I love it. And it's such a joy. Just one last thing I want to add. It's such a joy at the end of the day. Be very tired from whatever you're working on.
True.
And fulfilled at the same time.
So true. So true. So true. To kind of feel this, like, this well-earned break or something, you know?
Right? Yes.
Totally. Totally.
So I wish it to all of us.
Amen. Amen. Me too. Me too. I think we all need it.
Yes.
Either in spirituality or in physical world or in relationships or in self-care, whatever it is, we all want to be in this incredible ability to manifest.
Yes. Love that.
Yeah.
So, and it was full moon, so we also still under influences of the full moon, right? Or
Definitely. And it's interesting, you know, the full moon in this month always comes in the sign of Aries. Right now it's in Taurus, but it's always in Aries, the full moon in month of Libra. And Aries is a go-getter. It's the one that, like, you know, arrowheads and spears through to action. So it kind of gave the Libras and us, all of us, this ability to just go forward and you know, break any limitations that you might have from manifesting whatever it is that you want to manifest.
the full moon is in Taurus right now, right?
Yeah. But usually it starts with Aries, actually, because if astrologically, whatever the month we're in, the full moon is always going to be in the opposite sign. So if we're in the sign of Libra, we're always going to be in the full moon of Aries.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is a perfect balance.
Perfect balance.
Right? Because Libra is the thinker and Aries is the doer. So when they come together, it's the thought and the doing coming together.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Now, did I interrupt you? Were you going to say something else?
I just wanted to, you know, this is might be repetitive, or, you know, and you think about it and you hear this, we hear this all the time, but this is the most important thing, is really how much love and kindness we have within us for ourselves and for other people. This is something that also connected to this holiday, to this time zone, because it's very connected to mercy energy, right column, the giving aspect, the caring aspect. So this holiday is stressing the importance that this is something that really will change the world. That the more, and it's you know, it's so interesting that it's not just a word. You want to kind of feel it go through your whole essence. Kindness, like how much kindness do I experience towards myself, towards other people? How much love do I share towards other people? How much am I trying to go outside of me and help other people, or just give them a hug, or just give them a smile, or just give them a sense of care? And it's something that really is missing in this world, really is. And the more of that, and we're going towards that. This is what all the technological advancement, all the medical advancement, all the science, all the computer, all the advancement that we're doing, eventually what it will lead us towards is that this is the primary and the most important thing in this world. This is the pinnacle. So you might as well jump to the pinnacle, enjoy the whole process and the whole ride, but understand that this is the goal. This is the goal, to have this really like love coming out from all of us, you know. And this is what some people call messianic age and Mashiach consciousness. But what for Kabbalists, what it really is that when we are gonna treat each other with tolerance, have unconditional love towards ourselves, towards other people, have kindness towards other people, and have it less be just words, because it's very easy to say, oh, be kind, oh, be kindness is important, etc. It's just words, right? But to understand it, to process it, to let it go through your whole being, to see how am I treating other people with more and more kindness. That's really the game changer. Also for a way to manifest in your life. Actually, it ties in perfectly, because when you experience and practice true and real kindness, your ability to manifest things in your life is going to be amplified. So it seems like, you know, it's we can't go from the fact that like a great Kabbalist, Rav Yehuda Ashlag, the founder of the Kabbalah Center, he said that ultimately we do things because of selfishness, right? Because of egocentrism, because of our ego, because it feeds us somehow. And you need to understand that actually being kind to yourself and to other people is the most important way to be selfish. Very simple. Very simple. The way to altruism is through very big selfishness, which is true. I personally agree with that statement very much.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. And a lot of people think that loving yourself is selfish, but it's not.
No.
Loving yourself, taking care of yourself, being responsible for your well-being, being responsible for your own happiness, it doesn't mean that you're taking happiness away from other people.
No.
It's quite the opposite, because when you're happy, it's so contagious. So many people benefit from it.
Beautiful.
So, like, be selfish that way. Make sure that you are happy first. Make sure that you are well taken care of first. And that's the only way you can extend that kindness and that tolerance and that love to other people, because I've experienced this so many times in my personal life, and I think it's such a shift of consciousness, like to embrace loving you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the relationship you have with yourself.
With yourself, relationships with yourself. Yes.
Yeah.
So much, and yes, that's the only way to manifest as well.
Yeah. Not to go deeper into it too much, but if you don't have that towards yourself, you might have issues with self-acceptance.
Yes.
And it's very simple. You can start. The best time is to do it in the morning, and to make sure that you're taking care of yourself on all levels, on the spiritual, emotional, and physical. Your health, your well-being, your diet, what you read, what you practice, all of it.
Yes, and who you are around. That's I find it one of the most important things. Who is around you?
Yeah.
How does it nurture or hurt our energy? So.
Totally. You're most like the 5 people that you spend the most of your time with. So.
Like, I've heard it so many times, but sometimes you really hear it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
I just really heard it.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with
just this thought of manifestation and manifesting and kindness and compassion and love to yourself. This is the main keys, really, to take it a little bit more seriously. Take yourself, take your life, take your time, take your days, take your months, take your years, your weeks, a little bit more seriously, and yourself and your energy and what you do with yourself, and have this I like this idea of having a conversation with yourself, like really talk to yourself. No, don't just have a stream of consciousness, just like a river of thoughts going through your mind all day, but have a conversation with yourself. Sit and talk to yourself and say, okay, what am I doing? What's happening? What is important in my life? What am I manifesting? What am I bringing? Who am I taking care of? What do I need to do for myself? Like, really go through that conversation.
Love that. Yes, yes. Because it's not that chatter in the head all the time. It's not that like other voice that
Mm-hmm.
it's like conversations, like non-stop conversation. It's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like maybe even looking at yourself in the mirror and looking in your eyes, because eyes is the connection to yourself. And
True.
then through your eyes you can connect to yourself, like really see yourself,
Yeah.
and then really talk to you, to your higher
Mm-hmm.
self. Maybe like maybe ask the permission to ask the higher self to like your like that higher vibration of energy that you can call forth.
But
Maybe
it's also absolutely 100%. But it's also very simple. Just talking to yourself.
just talking
Just proactively having a conversation with yourself and being kind of a little bit direct with yourself. You know, like, okay, what am I doing? How is this serving me? What is this? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Is this the best way to do it? Am I doing it really the best way for myself possible? Am I being the best version of myself? Just very sobering conversation.
love that.
Yeah, a lot of people have very life-changing moments once they just sit down and
Yes,
talk to themselves.
love that. I think like we all need it. Doesn't matter how successful or where we are at. We all need that, because what it does, it helps us to align with our truth. Very
Yeah,
simple.
exactly, and kind of puts you back in the center, puts you back in the middle, like you said, and balances yourself
Right.
instead of being all over the place and you know just again being in a groundhog day like a hamster in a wheel, just repeating everything nonstop.
Years after years, sometimes.
Yes.
All right,
Yuda, I literally have a few minutes, so if you want, we can do a quick
let's
meditation.
do meditation.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's go right into it. And we, as always, the meditation is very simple. You can follow along or you can just listen and connect to the consciousness. We're going to go through it very quickly. You want to center your consciousness in your heart. Feel energy from the earth coming through your entire body and going up to your top, to the Keter, to the crown chakra, and peaking from the crown chakra and forming a beautiful ball of light above your body. And then you want to pretend you're in this ball of light and send this ball of light through the entire universe, through layers and layers of light, to the bright light, to the golden light, to the jello-like substance, and into the Creator's endless, iridescent, sparkling, tingling light that looks like pearl-like energy, just unconditional love of the Creator. And what first we want to do is amplify the attribute of kindness that we have. We want to amplify it. We want to amplify it 100 times through the Creator's perfect unconditional love on every level of our soul, our consciousness, our being. So if you want that, say yes. And secondly, to use the opportunity of this week to receive this ability to manifest through kindness. Kindness is the main assistance, main way that we can do this, but also to use this energy of laser-like sharpness, like you said, Julia, that we are able to use focus, concentration, wisdom, compassion is that we want to manifest. So if you want to receive this ability to manifest things easier, simpler, quicker, lighter, with ease, joy, and glory, say yes. Of course, we always want to be connected to Creator's unconditional love. So if you want to receive Creator's unconditional love to every level of your soul, every level of your belief, every cell of your body, everything that you own, possess, say yes. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So we did it very quick, but very powerful. Julia, thank you so much for this week. I have to generally thank Julia and everyone that's watching. I want to give a shout out for Julia for being the pusher, the manifester of this. That without you, it wouldn't happen. So, thank you, Julia.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week,
You too.
everybody. You can play that video and share it with anybody who you think will benefit from it.
Yes, totally. All the best.
Bye-bye.